ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Chapter 18. This chapter is entitled The Battle Between Lord Boar and Demon Hiranyaksha. So in the last chapter, we have heard, in the last few chapters, Brahmaji is describing the story, the reason behind the darkness which is spreading all over the universe. He tells the story of Diti and Kashyapa. Diti approached Kashyapa at a wrong time, and as a result of that, two very, very powerful demons were born. And they immediately grew to a huge size. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they were very, very powerful. They both did tapasya, pleased Lord Brahmaji, and got so many benedictions. Hiranyaksha, he was always assisting his young elder brother, Hiranyakashipu, and he was on a campaign to win over the entire universe. He was so very eager to fight, but he was not getting a proper match. Then he entered the Vibhavari. He entered the capital of Varunadev. And there he met Varunadev and he's requesting, can you please fight with me? He is showing artificial humility and saying, I want to fight with you. You have defeated they've defeated all the demons in the past. You have done Rajasuya Yagya in the past. So can you now please fulfill my desire? So basically he is making a fun of Varunadev. Earlier you could do all that because I was not there. Now you fight and show your prowess. Then Varun Dev says, well, I am now old and you are so very eager to fight. In due course of time, you will see yourself lying on the battlefield. You are not sleeping also. You will see yourself lying on the battlefield and your limbs will be massaged by all the dogs. They'll eat up your limbs. Very soon, Lord will appear and he will destroy you. And then he says, I'm not sure in which form Lord will appear to kill you. Hearing this, Hiranyakshi became very, very excited. And what happened, that will be discussed in the 18th chapter. First verse, we'll see. मैत्रेय उवाच तदेव माकर्ण्य जलेश भाषितम् महामनस्तद्विगणय्य दुर्मदः हरेर्विदित्वा गतिमङ्ग नारदा रसातलं निर्विविशे त्वरान्वितः
Maitreya continued. The proud and falsely glorious Daitya paid little heed to the words of Varuna. O dear Yudhira, he learned from Narada the whereabouts of Supreme Personality of Godhead and hurriedly betook himself to the depths of the ocean.
So in this chapter, a conversation between Lord Varahadev and Hiranyaksha will be described. Then the fight will be described. Seeing this fight, and nobody is winning over. Brahmaji becomes fearful, and then he tells Lord Varaha, please don't delay, please kill this demon immediately before the evening comes. So all these things will be described. So as this Hiranyaksha, he heard of a worthy opponent. कि चलो कोई तो है जो that will satisfy me. So he didn't consider the Varuna's words that you will lie down on the battlefield, you will be killed. He didn't think all that because he was so very proud. That's the symptom of a proud person. They don't understand the consequences of their actions. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes. Hiranyakshi started searching, where can I find that Vishnu? And by chance, what happened? As always happens, Narad Muni appears. He sees Narad Muni in the city and he asks Narad Muni, where can I go to find Varaha, Lord Vishnu? Narad Muni informed, go to Garbhuda Koshan, that is Rasatal. There you will find Lord Vishnu. Prabhupada writes, materialistic warmongers are not even afraid to fight with their mightiest enemy, the Supreme Lord. The demon was very encouraged to learn from Varuna that there was one fighter who could actually combat him. And he was searching enthusiastically. He didn't even care for the words that he will be killed and he would become the prey for the dogs and the jackals. And that's what Prabhupada writes. Foolish people, unintelligent people, they don't understand. Lord is Ajita. Who can conquer him? But they try to conquer the unconquerable Lord. Of course, the Lord gets conquered by the love of the devotees. Ajita Jitopi, Lord also gets conquered by the devotees' love. Next verse, translation. Okay, we'll recite this. Dadarsh tatra bhijitam dharadharam प्रोन्नीयमानावनिमग्रदंष्ट्रया मुष्णन्तमक्ष्णा स्वरुचोऽरुणोश्रिया जहास चाहो वनगोचरो मृगाः
He saw there, he saw there the all-powerful personality of God in his whole incarnation, bearing the earth upward on the ends of his tusks and robbing him of his splendor with his remissions. The demon laughed. Oh, an amphibious beast.
Yes, this word is important. Vanagocharo mrigaha. So in this chapter, Hiranyaksha will be criticizing Lord Varahadev in many, many words. Many strong, harsh words. And as always happens, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives another meaning of all these words. How these words, they are glorifying the Lord. This happens always. So the last chapter was a description of Shvetavaraha. This chapter is a description of Neelavaraha. Neelavaraha is the Varahadev who killed Hiranyaksha. Shvetavaraha didn't kill Hiranyaksha because Hiranyaksha appeared in 6th Manvantar. Shvetavaraha is the first Manvantar story. So he saw Supreme Lord was bearing the earth upwards, dhara dharam. He was bearing the bhumandal, raising upwards, and he was bringing the earth upward because the earth was submerged in the ocean. And then mushnantam. So as this demon as this Varahadev was bringing the earth upwards, so demon he saw. And mushnantam means robbing him of his splendor with his reddish eyes. So,
I could not understand.
sorry,
This sentence I could not understand.
which one?
Bearing the earth upward on the ends of his tusk and robbing him of his splendor with his reddish eyes.
Yeah. So in front of Lord Varaha, although Hiranyaksha was very powerful, very effulgent, but his Varahadev's presence, he minimized the presence of Hiranyaksha. He robbed of his splendor. He was very, very splendorous, powerful demon. But just by being in presence of Varahadev, he lost his splendor. And the demon Jahasa, he laughed. And he started criticizing, "Oh, amphibious beast, one go charom rigaha." Prabhupada writes. In the previous chapter, we have discussed the incarnation of Varaha. While Varaha, with his tusks, engaged in lifting the submerged earth, this great demon met him and challenged him, calling him a beast. And Prabhupada writes how the demons, they can never understand when the Lord appears in various different forms. They think, oh, he is become ordinary beast or ordinary human being. Prabhupada quotes this verse 9.11, Avajananti mama mudha manushim tanumashritam. So whenever Supreme Lord appears, the foolish people, they think, oh, he has become a human being. That's how Mayavadis also say. So this 9.11 is description of the Mayavadis. Avajananti mamudha. And the 12th chapter describes Brahmavadis. So in Bhagavad Gita, Mayavadis are described in 9th chapter, 9.11. Avajananti mamudha. When Supreme Lord descends in avatar, they think, oh, the absolute truth gets covered by the mode of goodness and becomes an avatar. Material form. Prabhupada writes, few lines. वो 12.3456 सब वही है वो है ना क्या वो कैसा है क्लेशो अधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्ता सत्यचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् वो सब these are all description of the Brahmavadis. How the Brahmavadis, the path is also troublesome and the end is also troublesome. They don't get so much of happiness there. Of course, as compared to material happiness, that Brahmananda is million times great. But when compared to the Bhaktiananda, it is insignificant. In Chaitanya Sampradaya, there is sometimes a demoniac misconception about the descent of Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu's body is spiritual, but the demoniac consider the body of Supreme Lord to be material. So there are some Apasampradayas who think, oh, Nityananda Prabhu is material. Mahaprabhu is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is spiritual body. Nityananda Prabhu is not spiritual. So Prabhupada is mentioning that. Now, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes what is the meaning of this one gochara. So this one gochar, it has other meanings. That's how all these verses, they'll be given a different meaning. In the 4th canto, the various gradations of people are described depending on how they see good and bad in others. Ati asadhutam person will see a fault even if there is none. And ati mahattam person, he will see a good even if there is none. So the devotees like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and all the acharyas, they see good even if there is none. So Acharya, so this demon, he is criticizing. One go Chakravarti. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur will find a good meaning of it also. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, one gocharaha means a being living in the water, as well as the beast living in the water, in the forest. The demon's abuse is also a praise for the Lord. How it is praise?
Is it called Saraswat meaning also?
It's European, but I think it is charged. I don't know the actual word, but मैंने सुना है ये.
It's convolution function.
Yeah, sorry.
Saraswati.
Saraswati converts that whatever.
So favorable to the Lord, yeah.
Convert it.
Right. So here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, one gochara can mean Narayan who sleeps on the water. So that is how one gochara. Another meaning is one gochara, a person who is sought by the sages when they go to the forest. One gochar, one में ही मिलते हैं. So Supreme Lord can be found only in the forest by the great sages. Or it can also mean one who should be seen in an isolated place, not in the village. By living in the village, absorbed in material life, you cannot find Supreme Lord. You have to detach yourself. To approach the Lord, you have to go to a place where there is no distraction. That's how when we are chanting, when we are doing anything, it should be done with all focus, without any distraction. Prabhupada also writes about it. The demon also addressed the Lord as Mrigaha. Prabhupada writes in the next paragraph about it. Next verse. We'll read the next verse. Okay, translation of the next verse.
The demon addressed the Lord, O best of the demigods, dressed in the form of a boar, just hear me. This earth is entrusted to us, the inhabitants of the lower regions, and you cannot take it from my presence, not be hurt by me.
And not be hurt by me. Matlab, you will be surely hurt by me. So in this verse, the word he's using is agya. Agya means he is calling himself, oh fool, this earth is interested to us. How can you take it? So the word is agya. You cannot take without hurting me. That means you have to fight with me and you cannot take this. Srila Prabhupada describes Vanagocharaha. The Vanagochara means one who is the resident of the forest. Another meaning is one who lies on the water. Vishnu lies on the water. That's why it's called as Narayan. Ayan means one who lies down. Nara means the water. The demon also addressed him as Mrigaha, indicating unintentionally that the Supreme Lord is sought after by great sages. And now in this verse, he's calling as Agya. Agya means one who is fool. Sridhar Swami writes. Gya means knowledge. So how he is Agya? There is nothing remaining for him to be known. He's a Supreme Lord.
Correct.
So he's Agya. अभी कुछ जानने के लिए बचा ही नहीं तो क्या जानेंगे? That's why he's called as Agya. Then it comes in the 10th canto also when Indra is criticizing Vachalam balisham stabdyam agyam panditamaninam krishnam martyam upashritya ye chakru devahelana. Indra is telling, oh, just see these foolish Brajvasis. Vachalam, they have taken shelter of a talkative child. Vachal. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Vachal means when he speaks, everyone becomes silent. Balisham, he is very simple, innocent. अज्ञम सेम मीनिंग वहां पे भी अज्ञम कुछ है नहीं जानने के लिए निकले सब कुछ है इनके पास पंडित मानिनम मींस बड़े बड़े पंडित इनको मानते हैं सो ही सेइंग अपने आप को पंडित समझ रहा है एंड विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर राइट्स दैट ओ बिग पंडित्स दे रिकॉग्नाइज हिम सो हियर आल्सो द सेम थिंग अज्ञ one who has nothing remaining to be known and then he uses the word suradhama. Suradham, the last line says, Suradham asadita. Suradham means he is calling him as the lowest of the Devatas. Prabhupada translates it the best of the Devatas. He gives the meaning of the Chakravarti Thakur. But actually he is calling as Suradham. He is the lowest of the Devatas. But Prabhupada writes, Sura means the demigods, Adham means the Lord of all there is. He is the best of the Devatas. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also writes, Agya, one beyond whom there is no knowledge. Thus, the sentence can also mean, do not give up the earth. Brahma has presented the earth to you. You will obtain not only the earth, but along with it, you will obtain other wealth and kingdoms also. Swasti. Swasti means you will be getting all these wonderful things. Don't give up. He is saying you cannot take this without our permission. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, you are the only qualified person to take this. Take this earth. Why are you giving this to me? Why do you have to give it to me? You don't have to give the earth to me. And then he says, the word used is ikshataha. Ikshata means, मेरे आंखों के सामने कैसे लेके जाओगे? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, ikshata means you are showing your glance of mercy on me. You take this. He says, this form of poor is given to your devotees for service. You are serving your devotees. You are taking this earth out of the water. So that is the meaning. Next verse, translation.
You rascal, you have been nourished by our enemies to kill us, and you have killed some demons by remaining invisible. O fool, your power is only mystic, so today I shall enlighten my kinsman by killing you.
Hmm. So in the first verse, he called him as Vanagocharo, then Mriga, then Agya, then Suradham. And now in this verse, he's saying, he's using the word Abhavaya. Abhavaya means you have killed some demons by remaining invisible. Today I shall kill you. Abhavaya, I'll destroy you. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Prabhupada also mentions that. The demon used the word Abhavaya, which means for killing. Sridhar Swami comments, this killing means liberating. You have come to liberate all of us. I am bound in this curse by these four Kumaras, you'll liberate me. Killing the process of birth and death. You have come to liberate us. So Lord kills the process of birth and death and keeps himself invisible. So he says, how can you, go away from us? How can you be invisible and take everyone and kill all of us? No, it is not possible. Today I'll kill you. And then he uses the word Shuchaha. Shuchaha means, so far you have given so much of grief to my kinsmen by killing all the other demons. Today I shall enliven you. I shall enliven my kinsmen. That is what Hiranyaksh is saying. Prabhupada writes. Shuchaha means miseries. The miseries of material existence can be extinguished by the Lord, by his potential energy of Yogamaya. So he's saying, today you will relieve us of all the miseries. Hiranyaksh is saying, today I shall give pleasure to my kinsmen. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, actually today you will give me pleasure. You will remove the misery of material existence. So that is the different meaning which he is giving. Prabhupada writes. When demons are in adversity, they think that God is hiding himself and is working by his mystic potency. They think that if they can find God, they can kill him. भगवान पीछे से ऐसा is just destroying us. The Samna will kill you. Hiranyaksh is also challenging him in this way. You have done tremendous harm to our community. You have killed so many of our kinsmen. Now, today I'll kill you. That is the demoniac mentality. Prabhupada writes. Not only the demons are anxious to kill the Lord with the words and philosophy, but they think if one is materially powerful, he can kill God with material weapons. That is how foolish the demons are. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes. Another meaning. He says, have the Devtas taken shelter of you who kill Asuras by your mercy in order to award me liberation. By killing the demons, you give them spiritual destination. You remain victorious, though you are invisible. Your invisibility is your greater mercy. The Devatas, now it is very interesting interpretation Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving. Hiranyakshish, he told, you always remain invisible. Chakravarti Thakur says, this is your greater mercy, O my Lord. The Devatas, they show themselves after little sadhana. थोड़ा सा तपस्या करो प्रसन्न हो जाते हैं देवता, you know. क्षिप्रम हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धि भवति कर्मजा. The Devatas, why people worship Devatas? Kshipram, they give the results quickly, they appear very quickly, but Lord Vishnu doesn't appear quickly. So he's saying, Devatas show themselves after little sadhana, but you do not reveal yourself, you know, even after plenty of sadhana. That's why the demons, they don't worship you. After fixing my mind on you, who have inconceivable powers, Yoga Maya Balam, and who makes even Mahavishnu insignificant, Alpa Paurusham, I will destroy the suffering of material existence of my friends, since you liberate even the friends of those who remember you. Very beautiful commentary Chakravarti Thakur is giving. But because I am remembering you, I am seeing you, so today my family will also get benefited. And you will destroy their sufferings also. O Lord, you show satisfaction with the fools by giving them your bhakti. So you have come to give devotion to me. I am fool, I don't understand your mercy, but you are so merciful. You have come to give your mercy and devotion to me also. So that's how demon Hiranyaksha continues. Next verse, translation. 5th verse.
The demon continued, when you fall dead with your skull smashed by the mace hurled by my arms, the demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice in devotional service will also automatically cease to exist, like trees without roots. Hare Krishna.
So all the demons, they know the philosophy very nicely. Okay? They know इनको मारेंगे तो बाकी सब देवता भी परेशान हो जाएंगे. They'll also die. The same thing, you know, Kamsa also tells in the 10th canto. He calls all his ministers and he tells, we have to kill Vishnu. Vishnu is the root. Moolam hai Vishnu Devana. There also he tells the same thing. All the devtas, Moola is the Vishnu. We destroy Vishnu. How to destroy Vishnu? Stop all the sacrifices. Stop all the Vedic sacrifices. Then nothing will go to Vishnu and he will die. All the devtas will also die. So here also he's saying the same thing. When you'll fall dead with your skull smashed, all the devtas and the sages, they'll also cease to exist. And he gives a simple analogy which we also give many times. Watering the root of the tree nourishes the entire tree. You are the root. I'll cut the root. The entire tree will get dried up. Yatha tarora moola nishechanena trippanti tatskanda bhujokshaka. So the demons, the difference is, difference between the devotees and the demons is, demons know the philosophy, but they don't apply it. They only use it in circumstantial, things, surroundings. जरूरत है तो use करो. जरूरत नहीं है तो नहीं apply करेंगे. Whatever is needed to enjoy properly. If by using the philosophy we can enjoy, we'll use the philosophy. So that's how demons are. Prabhupada writes. Demons are very much disturbed when the devotees worship the Lord. In the Vedic scriptures, the neophyte devotees are advised to engage in 9 kinds of bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, all that. Demons do not like such activity. They are always envious of the Lord. And that's why they keep on making propaganda. Don't worship the Lord in the temple. Lord is everywhere. मतलब कहीं पे भी पूजा मत करो. Simply they want to make material advancement. So that's how the demons, they never ever apply the principles. They know everything, but they don't apply in their lives. Prabhupada writes. The demon Hiranyaksha, upon seeing the Lord face to face, wanted to make a permanent solution by killing the Lord. An example of uprooted tree, significant. मूलम में विष्णु देवानाम यत्र धर्म सनातनः तस्य च ब्रह्म गो विप्रा तपो यज्ञ सदक्षिणाः. That's the 10th canto verse. So all these devtas, they survive because Lord Vishnu is there. So destroy Vishnu, destroy the root, all the devtas will also get destroyed. So according to Sridhar Swami, this verse means that when the demons would be deprived of his mace by the Supreme Lord, not only the neophyte devotee, but also the ancient sagacious devotees would be satisfied. So another meaning is demon is saying, I will destroy you. And Sridhar Swami says, when the demon would be deprived of his mace, then everybody will be happy. So that is another meaning which Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving. That is what Sridhar Swami is quoting. Next verse, translation. Next is a very important verse.
Although the Lord was pained by the sharp-like abusive words of the demon, he bore the pain. But seeing that the earth on the ends of his tusk was frightened, he rose out of the water just as an elephant emerges with its female companion when assailed by an alligator.
Yeah. Shaft like abusive words of the demon. So, how can the Supreme Lord, who is the source of all bliss, who is free from all the miseries, who is free from all the distress and all the pains and the problems of the world, how can he be pained? So, this verse shows that Lord is also a person. He also experiences. If somebody glorifies the Lord, he feels happy. Somebody criticizes him, he feels pained by the sharp words. But seeing the earth, now the mother earth, she's there on the tusks of Hiranyaksha, of Varahadev. She's frightened. She's frightened seeing this demon. So Lord, he had a higher purpose. He saw that the devotee is frightened. I'll take care of my devotee first. And for that, I'll bear all the pains. Chalega. So that's how Lord is so very wonderful. He doesn't mind tolerating all the sharp, abusive words just to alleviate the fear and stress of his devotee. Here it comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is with Balbhadra Bhattacharya. He's in Vrindavan. Only 2 months he was in Vrindavan. Kartik 1515 Mahaprabhu entered Vrindavan, and then 1516 Sankranti he left Vrindavan. Only 2 months. And as Mahaprabhu reached Vrindavan, he is in ecstasy. That is his heartfelt, cherished desire. जाना है वृंदावन, कब से ट्राई कर रहे हैं, इतने सालों के बाद अभी वृंदावन गए. And then everyone is inviting Mahaprabhu. और महाप्रभु बोल रहे हैं ये बलभद्र भट्टाचार्य सेक्रेटरी है, इसे अपॉइंटमेंट ले लो. Everybody comes and says बलभद्र भट्टाचार्य please give appointment. बस बलभद्र भट्टाचार्य says full appointment. सुबह इधर जाना है, दोपहर इधर, शाम को इधर. And the devotees there, Brajvasi said, Mahaprabhu तो बोल रहे हैं कि appointment ले लो, and you are coming in the way. You are not cooperating. So Balbhadra Bhattacharya gets irritated, frustrated. And one day he goes to Mahaprabhu and says, look, Pratah Kale Tumiloka, Pratah Kale Sarvaloka, Mora Pashe Aaye, Toma Nahi Paye Loka Mora Mata Khaye. सुबह सुबह सब लोग आते हैं, आपको ढूंढते हैं यहाँ पे आके, एंड यू गो टू वृंदावन एंड यू आर ट्रैवलिंग एंड रोमिंग ऑल द फॉरेस्ट्स ऑफ वृंदावन, एंड लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, तोमा नहीं पाए लोग मोरे माता खाए, मेरा सर खाते हैं. आई एम रियली इन डिस्ट्रेस, आई कांट हैंडल ऑल दिस. व्हाट वी शुड डू, वी शुड लीव वृंदावन, वी शुड गो टू वाराणसी. सो महाप्रभु डिडंट टेल, ये तुमको कौन भेजा यहाँ पे, you have come to assist me, right? And you are telling me that we should leave Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu says, yes, we'll leave Vrindavan. That is how the Lord is. तो जिसके लिए इतना साल तपस्या वेट करके वृंदावन एंट्री किए, एंड आफ्टर 2 months सर्वेंट गेट्स फ्रस्ट्रेटेड एंड ये बोल रहे हैं हम लोग चलेंगे, एंड महाप्रभु सेज तुम जाओ, मैं इधर ही रहूंगा. No, he says okay, we'll leave. So that's how when it comes to serving devotees, Lord doesn't care for his personal comforts also. The whole heartfelt desire of Mahaprabhu is, I want to go to Vrindavan. तो जब से संन्यास लिए तब से एक ही डिजायर है, वृंदावन जाना. एंड आफ्टर रीचिंग वृंदावन 2 महीने में ही डिवोटी बोल रहे चलो निकलो, मेरा मैं परेशान हो रहा हूँ. सो दैट्स हाउ हियर द सेम सिचुएशन. Although this demon is abusing and giving all the sharp words, but because problem क्या है, Mother Earth is getting frightened. So he didn't care to combat him now. And he just comes out of the water with Mother Earth and establishes her. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, the other meaning is that, we are on 6. The other meaning is that the Lord was pained by compassion, seeing the pain in Brahma and others who heard those words. None of the devotees are happy when they hear the insults and criticism of the Lord. So Lord is also pained. जब उनको बुरा लग रहा है तो उनको भी भगवान को भी बुरा लग रहा है. He was victorious by the happiness gained through the praise uttered by the enemy. He was victorious by the happiness gained through the praise uttered by the enemy. So Lord always sees the good side. Chalo, he is glorifying me in a different way. So that's how he came out of the water like the elephant, uninjured by the crocodile. Prabhupada writes. Somebody can read the purport here.
When the Lord was coming out of the water, taking the earth in his arms to deliver it, the demon derided him with insulting words, but the Lord did not care because he was very conscious of his duty. For a beautiful man is nothing to fear. Similarly, those who are powerful have no fear of derision or unkind words from an enemy. The Lord had nothing to fear from anyone, yet he was merciful to his enemy by neglecting him. Although apparently he fled from the challenge, it was just to protect the earth from calamity that he tolerated Hiranyaksh's deriding words.
That's how Supreme Lord, he is dealing with Mother Earth so nicely. And then he comes out. कहाँ तक पढ़ा आपने?
मैं 7th का पढ़ा, 6 का पढ़ी.
वही मैं सोच रहा हूँ कुछ और ही पढ़ लिया आपने. I was looking at something else. So मैंने बोला अभी deriding words तो है नहीं इसमें. Okay, anyways. Some Prabhupada writes, Mayavadi philosopher cannot understand the feelings of the Lord. So how can Lord, आप बोल रहे हैं भगवान को दुख हो रहा है. How can Lord feel pain? That is not Lord. So that's what Prabhupada writes. Because Mayavadi philosophers, they can't understand that Lord is a person. They think a Lord is an impersonal Brahman. So भगवान को कैसे कुछ दुख होगा? Prabhupada writes, all these misconceptions of the Supreme are the source of dissatisfaction to him. He is never pleased with such atheistic descriptions. It is like if you have some very near ones and somebody tells that, oh, your son or he has no form. How will you feel? Nobody will like that. So Supreme Lord also doesn't like if somebody derides him. And devotees also don't like if somebody derides or says, oh, Lord has no form. The conclusion is that the Lord is as sentient as we are. He is satisfied by our prayers and dissatisfied by our harsh words. Next verse, translation.
The demon who had golden hair on his head and fearful tusks gave chase to the Lord while he was rising from the water, even as an alligator would chase an elephant. Roaring like thunder, he said, "Are you not ashamed of running away before a challenging adversary? There is nothing reproachable for shamelessness."
Yeah. So he's really criticizing a shameless creature. You're running away. Are you not ashamed? So all these are very harsh words. And again, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives wonderful explanation to all these apparent criticism. He says, chasing the Lord, he said, actually, whenever Lord runs away from the battle, there is a purpose. Why Lord ran away from battle in Krishna Lila? Kalevan was chasing him and Lord ran away from him. Jarasandh was attacking and Lord ran away. Then Kalevan came and he also was running away. Why Lord ran away? Sorry?
Muchakunda was supposed to
वो तो है और एक रीजन है.
Lord cannot be approached by an impersonalistic or demon.
वो तो एक्सटर्नल रीजंस हैं और भी एक रीजन है.
He is destined to kill by the king, na? And he has to deliver the king also.
ओके ठीक है वो भी है वो भी है. एक और एक रीजन है बहुत अच्छा सा स्वीट सा रीजन है.
For Rukmini.
या लॉर्ड वाज वेटिंग फॉर द लेटर ऑफ रुक्मिणी. मुझे जल्दी जाना पड़ेगा रुक्मिणी का लेटर आने वाला है. So that's when Lord रुक्मिणी sent the letter. तो भगवान बोले जल्दी द्वारका पहुंचेंगे तब तो रुक्मिणी का लेटर टाइम पे लूंगा मैं. अदरवाइज नेक्स्ट डे उसका शादी होने वाला है. So because after Jarasandh and all that they thought अभी ये मर गए तो शिवपाल उधर उधर से उधर he went to marry. Okay. So Lord, whenever he runs away, there is a purpose. So here, why the Lord is not caring for the harsh words? Because the purpose is there. Mother Earth is getting disturbed. Mother Earth is getting frightened. So just to protect Mother Earth, he was just avoiding and neglecting this Hiranyaksha. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, chasing the Lord, he said, is there criticism for those without shame? आप इतने बेशर्म हैं, निर्लज्ज हो के आप भाग रहे हैं युद्ध से, ऐसा बोल रहा है हिरण्याक्ष. But still it is not unsuitable to criticize opponents who flee. That's what Hiranyaksha is saying. The other meaning is, how can somebody criticize a merciful personality like you? You are running away because you are showing mercy to Mother Earth. So you should not be criticized. Another meaning, thinking that it was not proper to pursue the Lord who was lifting Mother Earth, demons started criticizing himself. Oh, how can I reproach or criticize anyone like you? I am so shameless. I am devoid of shame. Gata Shriya, Gata Riya. The word used is Gata Riya. The last line says, Gata Riyam Kim Tvasatam Vigarhitam. There is nothing for shameless people like us. It is so unfortunate on our behalf that I am criticizing you. I am so unfortunate. I am so shameless. You are doing something good for Mother Earth and I am criticizing you. I am so shameless. Now, still the earth is very frightened. Still, Varaha is not fighting Varahadev. What Lord does? He places earth on the top of Garbhodaka ocean and invests his own energy so that Mother Earth could float. Translation, 8th verse.
The Lord placed the earth within his sight on the surface of the water and transferred to her his own energy in the form of the ability to float on the water. While the enemies stood looking on, Brahma, the creator of the universe, extolled the Lord, and the other demigods rained flowers on him.
So Lord imparted his own energy. Krishna says, where Krishna says, I enter into every planet. By my energy, they are floating. They are staying in their orbit. Anyone knows the verse? Gama Vishya Bhutani Dharyamya Mochasa, 15th chapter. So here it is not a big thing for the Lord to make this entire earth float. Prabhupada talks about that. Those who are demons, they cannot understand how the Lord floated the earth on water. ना क्या ऐसा कैसे कर सकते हैं? Lord can do anything. He says not only earth, millions of planets are floating in the air. Gama Vishya Bhutani. So gravitational force, by the power of gravitation, all the planets they stay in the orbit. Who is creating the gravitation? That nobody is discussing. That is Supreme Lord. Prabhupada quotes this verse from Bhagavad Gita also. Okay. Now, next verse, translation.
The demon who had wealth of ornaments, bangles, and beautiful golden armor on his body chased the Lord from behind the great mass. The Lord tolerated his face, piercing three words, but in order to reply to him, he expressed his terrible anger.
So 9 to 12, these four verses. Now Varaha Dev is replying to the words of Hiranyaksha. So the Lord, so far he was tolerating. Now the job is done. Mother Earth is situated properly. Now he starts replying with a great anger. Prachanda manyu prahasam stam babhashe. Prachanda means very terribly angry. And he started laughing. So far he tolerated, but now the work is done. Now he starts replying. Prabhupada writes, the demon could have just chastised, the Lord could have chastised the demon immediately, but the Lord tolerated him to please the Devatas, to show that they should not be afraid of the demons while discharging their duties. This is another important instruction Prabhupada is writing here. They should not be afraid of the demons while discharging their duties. Whenever a duty is given, problems will come. One should not be scared. One should not be afraid. ये सेवा कैसे होगी? इतनी बड़ी सेवा है. But the Lord, He is showing that don't worry, do not have fear. I will drive away off all your fears. You just give your best. You give your best, and I will give you all the intelligence. I'll give you all the strength. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Prabhupada writes. Therefore, his toleration was displayed mainly to drive away the fears of the Devatas, who should know that Lord is always present to protect them. Whatever Lord does, all the pastimes, all the activities Lord does to create faith in his devotees. All the actions, all the words Lord is doing, Lord is speaking so that the devotees should have faith in me. Otherwise, when the devotees they don't develop faith in the Lord, then when the problem comes, they take shelter of somebody else, something else. So that's how the Lord is working in so many ways to give faith to all his devotees. To drive away the fear. Don't worry. Bihunako. So the demon's derision of the Lord was just like the barking of the dogs. It is sometimes seen when the elephant is walking by, many dogs they come and they start barking and they don't come near. वो दूर से भौंकते रहते हैं. Because they know पास जाएंगे तो गए. And the elephant doesn't even care for them. And they don't come in front and bark. They stay at the back and keep barking. आगे आगे तो गए फिर से ना. So the famous statement is, the dogs will bark, but the caravan will pass by. The elephant never ever cares for the barking of the dogs. Because if the elephant cares for those dogs, he is coming below his level. ये इन लोगों के लिए क्यों मैं अपना रास्ता चेंज करूं? They will keep barking, they'll go away. Prabhupada writes that the demon's derision of the Lord was just like the barking of the dogs. The Lord did not care about it. since he was doing his own work in delivering the earth. Especially in the South Indian temples, when the Lord carries when the elephant is carrying the Lord in Shobha Yatra, the demons, the dogs may come and start barking. Elephant knows, hey, मेरे को ज़्यादा बड़ी सेवा है, you know. ये इसको भौंकने दो. One time there were male and female pigs, and the male, pig says, he tells his wife, I'll show you my power. The elephant was coming carrying the Lord. So the pig, he with his body covered with all the dirt and he's rolling in the gutter. He comes near the elephant, and the elephant sees that I am carrying the Lord. I don't want to get contaminated. He moves away. So the pig comes and says, देखा, वो दूर चला गया मेरे से. I moved him. He became fearful of me. So that's how when we have a higher purpose, we don't care for small things people tell us. If we start focusing on all the small things people are telling us, we'll be distracted from our purpose of serving Krishna. तो छोटी छोटी चीजों को सहन करना सीखना चाहिए, because we have a higher purpose in life. That's what Lord is doing here. He is delivering Mother Earth, so he is not caring. Prabhupada writes, materialistic demons always possess large amount of gold in various shapes, and they think that large amount of gold, physical strength, and popularity can save them from the wrath of the Supreme Lord. Now, Supreme Lord starts speaking. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Satyam Vayambho Vanagochara Mriga Yushmad Vidhan Mrigaye Grama Simhan न मृत्युपाशये प्रतिमुक्तस्य वीरा कथनं तव गृह्णन्त्यभद्र.
The personality of God had said, indeed, we are creatures of the jungle, and we are searching after hunting dogs like you, one who is free from the entanglement of it, has no fear from the loose talk in which you are indulging, for you are bound up by the laws of death.
Well, now Lord is also giving a befitting reply. Satyam, it's true. You are telling one gochara. Hum one gochara hi hain. We are the creatures of the jungle. You know what we are doing here? You are like Grama Simha. हिंदी में बोलेंगे तो जो घर में शेर बनते हैं, ना? You are like Grama Simha. And actually you are like a dog. Dog in his own territory thinks मैं भी यहाँ पे बहुत बड़ा आदमी हूँ. So he says, Yushmad Vidhan Mrigaye, we are searching after hunting dogs like you. We are Vanagochara Mriga. Mriga means the lion. And I am searching dogs like you. Namrityu Pashai, heroes like me, Veera, we are free from the entanglement of death. And I have no fear. You keep on speaking all those harsh words, हमको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. We have no fear from the loose talk in which you are indulging. You know why? Because you are bound by death. You will die for sure. O mischievous one, O Abhadra. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes. Lord tells. One gochara means, yes, I am one gochara means only a person who has given up all the material sense gratification, they can see us, not you. And you know what I am doing? Very beautiful meaning. Mercifully, I am searching out those people who are attached to material enjoyment. Grama Simha, घर में शेर बनने वाले लोग. That means those who are attached to their homes. I search out for such materialistic people, I deliver them. That is how entire world is like this, attached to material pleasures. Well, Hiranyaksh may ask, But why do you give mercy to the proud, sinful people? Arey, we are so proud. Why are you giving mercy to us? Lord says, heroes like me are generous. So you don't feel, yeah, and do not feel faults in your boasting words. हम लोग माफ कर देते हैं. We forget all and forgive all these insulting words. We are generous. Oh, who are you? What is your position? Lord says, you become completely free from the ropes of death by taking shelter of my lotus feet. Will be free from the ropes of birth and death. Since one who receives my mercy is not subject to death, a person from whom no inauspiciousness arises. Anyone who takes shelter of the Lord, his life is full of auspiciousness. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the 6 qualities of devotional service is described. Can anyone tell me? The 6 qualities, the secondary qualities in the first chapter. Kleshagni, Shubhada. आगे सांद्रानंद विशेषात्मा और मोक्ष लघुताकृत और 2 और बच गए सुदुर्लभा उसकी तो सुसुकम किधर गए श्री कृष्ण आकर्षणी. So bhakti is all auspicious. Krishna is all auspicious. And there Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami describes the 4 characteristics of the Shubhada. Prinanam, Sarva Jagatam Anuraktata, Sadgunadi Pradatvam, and Sukha Pradatvam. Prinanam means it is beneficial for everyone. Sarva Jagatam Anuraktata, it attracts everyone. Sadgunadi Pradatvam, it manifests all the good qualities. And Sukha Pradatvam, it gives the highest level of happiness. Sandrananda Visheshatma. So that's why the Lord is all auspicious. There is no inauspiciousness in the Lord. It is not that, okay, सब कुछ ठीक है, ये गड़बड़ है भगवान में. No, it is not like that. It is, He is all auspicious. And then Prabhupada writes, somebody can read this purport? 10th verse purport.
Demons and atheist persons can go on insulting Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they forget that they are subjected to laws of birth and death. They think that simply by decrying the existence of the Supreme Lord or defying his stringent laws of nature, one can be freed from clutches of birth and death. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that simply by understanding the transcendental nature of God, one can go back home, back to Godhead. But the demons and his also do not try to understand the nature of the Supreme Lord, therefore they remain in the entanglement of birth.
Yeah. So that's how the demons, they never understand the Lord, so they stay in the material world itself. And then Prabhupada, and then the Lord, in the next verse, he is actually lamenting, seeing the condition of Hiranyaksha. And in the next verse, he is actually joking with the demon. Ete vayam nyas harara saukasam yogadaya dravitaste tishthamayethapi kathanchidajo Kvayamo balinotpadya vairam.
Certainly, we have stolen the charge of the inhabitants of Prasad and have lost all shame. Although bitten by your powerful mace, I shall stay here in the water for some time because, having created enmity with a powerful enemy, I now have no place to go. I,
Ete vayam, certainly. Nyas hara, we have stolen the charge of Rasau Kasam, of the inhabitants of Rasatam. And Gata Riya, the Hiranyaksha also told, you are shameless creature. He says, yes. Pehle bole, hum one gochar hai. Now he's saying, yes, we are shameless also. Gadaya dravitaste. You know why I am shameless? Although bitten by your mace, tishtamahe. I am still staying here in this water. Athapi kathanchid ajau. I shall stay here in the water for some time. You know why? Because कहाँ जाएंगे आप after creating enmity with you? Where can I go? I have no place to go. Another meaning is Krishna Chakravarti Thakur gives another meaning. Nyas hara. Nyas hara means I am the receiver of all the offerings. Rasau kasam. Very interesting. He says, Are I am so benevolent. Even if the demons they offer me something, I accept it. Nyasa hara rasau kasam. Because I am receiver of all the offerings, even if the demons they offer me something, I'll accept you. And Gatariya, I am not ashamed of doing this. Because I am so affectionate towards my devotees. So nobody can say, how can you give blessings and mercy to all these demons? They are from a low caste. They are born in a low family. As Devavati tells, that even if a person who is born in the family of dog eaters, if he chants the name of the Lord, he becomes the best of the devotees. Anyone remembers the verse? Aho pacho ato garyan yajjihvagre vartate nama tubhyam te putapahte juhuvo shashnurarya brahmanuchur nama granti ete. So the Lord never gets contaminated by showing mercy to all these devotees from the low caste. Just like the sun never gets contaminated. Even if the sun evaporates water from the filthy places, from the stool, from the urine, the water is getting evaporated. But none of the devotees of sun complain. आज वो बहुत स्मेल आ रहा है आपसे, कहाँ से पता नहीं water evaporate करके आए, No, it never happens like that. So Lord is, the two wonderful qualities of the Lord are described in Ishopanishad. Lord is antiseptic and prophylactic. याद है कुछ शब्द याद है उसका? Anyone remembers the word? Lord is prophylactic and antiseptic. He gives protection from all the sins and he gives immunity also. He is Shuddham and Apapaviddham. He's all pure, he never gets contaminated, and he's Apapaviddham. So he's saying, Gatariya, I am shameless. I don't feel ashamed in taking offerings from the demons also. That's why when you are offering me wonderful words, my heart was melting. Dravita. That's why when you are speaking all these wonderful praise, I was so very overwhelmed hearing because I was remembering, Are, ye to mera wahi devotee hai. He is Jai Vijay. He is glorifying me. Gadaya. Gadaya means Gadgadaya gira. क्या बोलते हैं? Nainam galadashru dharaya. Vadanam gadgad rudaya. So he says, I was getting choked in that ecstasy. Thus, I'll remain with you even during the battle to show you my extraordinary powers. Hiranyaksha, he tells, O cause of all existence, going to Vaikuntha, you'll remain there happily. Why do you want to endure suffering by fighting with me? आप उधर आराम से आराम करो ना, इधर क्यों आपको लड़ना है? Lord tells, I must remain engaged in battle because I want to derive the bliss. उसके लिए तो आपको इधर भेजा. I was happy, but I wanted to fight. So you only took all the effort to come here. So where shall I go now? मेरा purpose अभी यही है. because of the enmity in you caused by the curse of the Kumaras. So where can I go now? Okay, that's how the Lord is speaking. Next verse translation.
You are supposed to be the commander of many foot soldiers, and now you may take prompt steps to overthrow us. Give up all your foolish talk and wipe out the caste of your kith and kin by slaying us. One may be proud, yet he does not deserve a seat in an assembly if he fails to fulfill his promise to God.
So the Lord is now challenging. Give up all your talk. The powerful people, they don't talk much. They speak through their swords. Their actions speak louder. The same thing, when Lord Krishna and Poundrak, they were fighting. When Poundrak was speaking lots of words. Krishna says, "Arey, bade log zyada bolte nahi, karte. So you start fighting with me." So he's also saying the same thing here, Varade. You're supposed to be the commander. Give up all your foolish talks. And now you are thinking about your relatives. You'll wipe out the tears of your relatives. Start doing it. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives another meaning of the Lord's words. He says, because of your love, you have accepted the mood of a demon. And I'm so happy. I'm overwhelmed. My eyes are full of tears. He who does not keep that promise is unfit to sit in the assembly. So therefore, please make me happy by fighting. In order to give up your life after having fixed in your heart, please wipe out your tears of bliss. आपका भी जो भी इच्छा था पूरा हो रहा है. That's why you're so happy. So now you're crying out of happiness. आंखें अपनी आंसू पोंछ लो. That is what Lord is telling. And then Maitreya Muni continues the discussion. Shri Maitreya Uvacha Sodikshipto Bhagavata Pralabdhascha Rushabhisham Ajaharolbanam Krodham Kridyamano Ahirada Iva.
She Bhakti said, the demon being challenged by the Prashantil goddess, became angry and agitated and trembled in anger like a challenge of God.
Yes. Ahi Arad Iva. Just like the great cobra. Ahi means a python or a snake. A great cobra. Ahirat. Rat means the best of the greatest of the cobras. Just like the powerful cobra, when he's challenged, he starts becoming angry and starts hissing. So demon also was trembling in anger, hearing the insulting words. Grama Simhan, aap to ghar mein sher ban rahe hain. Itna bada bada bol rahe hain. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, the demon, having been insulted, actually he speaks. Yeah. The demon, having been insulted in verse 10, he became angry since he was the object of joke. He became like a large snake which was being teased by the words of the verses 11 and 12. So he could not tolerate it. Another meaning. हर वर्ष का अलग meaning भी है. Having fallen from his position as associate of the Lord, he became overcome with anger. Although he Shuddha Sattva, the associate Shuddha Sattva, but because of the curse of the Kumaras, he became full of ignorance. So that's how, at the time of fighting, he accepted great anger, although it was not real anger. Actually, he is the supreme, he is Shuddha Sattva, he is purified goodness. That's how all the residents of Vaikuntha are. But because he wants to serve the Lord, he is taking this artificial anger. सृजन्नमर्षित श्वासान् मन्यु प्रचलितेन्द्रियः आसाद्य तरसा दैत्यो गदयान्यहनत् हरिम्.
Deceiving diligently all his senses shaken by the. Yeah.
No, yes, correct. But
Indirectly, all his senses shaken by the demon quickly sprang upon the Lord and dealt him a blow with his powerful hands.
next was translation.
The Lord, however, by moving slightly aside, dodged the violent mace blow aimed at his breast by the enemy, just as an accomplished yogi would elude death.
So everywhere, the Bhagavatam speakers, they give something which we can apply, something which we can ponder on. अभी यहाँ पे fighting भी हो रहा है तो एक extra analogy is given. Just like a yogi, he deals with the blow of death. Accomplished yogi eludes death. And Prabhupada, of course, he'll focus on this only. Superficially, it may be seen that a yogi is attacked by a death blow, but by the grace of the Lord, he can overcome. In the second canto, there is a verse which says, with every rising and setting of the sun, the life of man. पूरा बोलिए. है ना, वो याद किया है ना हम लोगों ने. तायुर्हरति वै पुंसाम् उद्यानस्तं चयन्नसौ तस्यर्थे यक्षणो नीत उत्तम श्लोकवार्तया. So that's what Prabhupada is paraphrasing here. By the grace of the Lord, he can overcome the death blows of the Maya of the Lord. As the Lord exists by his own independent prowess, by the grace of the Lord, the devotee also exists for his service. Very interesting statement Prabhupada is making here. As the Lord exists by his own independent prowess, the devotees, by the grace of the Lord, devotees also exist. Nobody, for his service, nobody can destroy a devotee against the will of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada in 1977, in the beginning of the 1977, he stopped eating. And he was telling that I don't want to stay any longer. I have done all my seva. I want to leave. And he was ready to depart. He was becoming very weak, thin. So all the devotees, they pleaded, no, Srila Prabhupada, we are not still capable of handling this entire society. You have to stay. And then after lots of requests, then Prabhupada said, all right, I'll stay. So it is like, ठीक है, अपने हाथ में है, जीना है, ठीक, और थोड़ा रुक जाते हैं. He stayed for 8 more months. And then last few months, Tamal Krishna Maharaj and all the devotees, they would always be in the room of Prabhupada. They would keep on speaking good things so that Prabhupada feels encouraged. One day Prabhupada, he tells Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I want to die. Enough of all this. I have done all my things. I want a peaceful death. And at that time, all the devotees, they were discussing. They have to, encourage Prabhupada so that he lives more. So after a few minutes, Tamal Krishna Maharaj tells Prabhupada, I have to just go out for 15 minutes. I'll come back. So Prabhupada says, for what? Prabhupada, we have a discussion. For a discussion? What discussion? All of you want me to survive? I don't want to live. You don't have to discuss any of this. I don't make miracles. My body is dead now. Nothing is there in the body. Prabhupada is like bag of bones and skin. And he says the physical body, it has to be maintained by eating, but I have given up eating, drinking, anything. And after a long pause, Tamal Krishna Maharaj tells Prabhupada, everything is in the hand of Krishna. If you pray to Krishna, Krishna will give you longer life. Prabhupada tells, Krishna wants me to do like this. He has given me all rights. He has told me to take decisions, I don't want to stay. So Krishna has given me full freedom. And then Prabhupada turns to Brahmanand Prabhu and says, yes, what do you think? If I stay, if I leave, no, he says, do you need my involvement to run this ISKCON society? All of you are not capable enough. Brahmanand Maharaj, that time he was Maharaj, he says, no problem, Prabhupada. You don't worry about us. You don't worry about ISKCON. He was thinking that I'll give him assurance, so Prabhupada ko acha lagega. We'll take care of ISKCON. Prabhupada says, just see, now I can die now also. Brahmanand is saying I can, ISKCON will be taken care of. So Brahmanand Maharaj was thinking, why did I say that? So the whole thing is Prabhupada, he was taking all this discussion about his life and death as if, why are you so serious about it? It is in my hand. So that's how pure devotees, as Prabhupada writes here, by the grace of the Lord, devotee exists for his service. Bhagwan chahenge to devotee will stay longer. Okay. Next was translation. Now the fighting is going on. We can quickly just read it. Yeah.
The, the personality of Godhead now exhibited his anger and rushed to meet the demon, who bit his lip in a rage, took up his mace again, and began to repeatedly brandish it.
Next.
Then with his mace, the Lord struck the enemy on the right of his blow. But since the demon was expert in fighting before Jagadigura, he protected himself by an enemy of his own use.
Next.
He displayed the demon. Hiranyaksha and the Lord, the personality of Godhead, struck each other with their huge messes, each enraged and seeking his own victory.
Next.
There was keen rivalry between the two combatants. Both had sustained injuries on their bodies from the blows of each other's pointed messes, and each gripped more and more raged at the smell of the blood on his person. In their eagerness to perform maneuvers of various kinds, and their contest looked like an encounter between two forceful bulls for the sake of cow.
Another example is given. The cow is here, Mother Earth. For the sake of this cow, these two bulls are fighting. Prabhupada gives a social commentary here. क्या चल रहा है इंडिया में? As India has been recently divided into Pakistan and Hindustan, similarly, the earth was formerly called Ilavrat and gradually as time passed, it was divided by national boundaries. So that's how Prabhupada sometimes gives some contemporary example. Now, as these two powerful people, they are fighting. Nobody's, getting tired. Nobody's getting weak. Brahmaji starts getting fearful. He comes ahead. And all these devas, they are watching this fight from a distance. पास में गए तो हमको भी नहीं पकड़ के पीट देंगे. So in the Hiranyakashipu case, maybe, this is described. All these Hiranyakashipu and Narasimhadev, they are fighting, and all these devatas, they are cheering up. मारिए मारिए जल्दी मारिए. They are behind the clouds. ऐसा करके देख रहे हैं, मार रहे क्या, मार रहे, ताली बजा रहे. And whenever Hiranyakashipu would look up, they would all hide in the clouds, thinking that by chance ये बच गया और इसने देख लिया कि इसकी पिटाई हो रही थी और हम लोग ताली बजा रहे थे तो फिर तो हमारा चटनी करेंगे. So all these devatas with Brahmaji, they are seeing all this. Next was translation.
O descendant of Kuru, Brahma, the most independent demigod of the universe, accompanied by his followers, came to see the terrible fight for the sake of the world between the demon and the personality of God, who appeared in the form of both.
So Prabhupada focuses on this word, Yagyavavaya. The first line, Yagyavavayasya Maya. Yagyavavaya means Lord is significantly described as Yagyavayava, sorry, Yagyavayava. One should not consider the Lord to have a body of an ordinary boar. Avayava means a part. Yagya Avayava means the Lord whose entire body is the body of sacrifice. Varaha Dev is called as Ved Vitan Murti. He is the personification of all the Yagya. Why the Lord is called as Ved Vitan Murti? Prabhupada had described this in the previous chapter. Brahma, he inhaled the Vedas. The Vedas are the breath of Vishnu, and Brahmaji inhaled that breath. And when Brahmaji exhaled, what came out was Varahadev. So what is Varahadev? He is a personification of the Vedas. Therefore, he is called as Ved Vitan Murti. It is from him that all other forms have emanated. This boar form is not to be considered the ordinary boar. His body is full of yagya. Yagya means Vishnu. We should not consider that it is an ordinary form, ordinary animal. And then he is calling him as Swarat. And Brahmaji is described as Swarat here. So it is little, confusing why Brahmaji is Swarat. Prabhupada writes. Actually, full independence is exclusive to Lord himself. But as part and parcel of the Lord, every living entity has a minute independence. And Brahmaji is chief of all. So therefore he is called as Swarat. He is the greatest potential of being independent. Next verse, translation.
After arriving at the place of combat, Brahma, the leader of thousands of sages and transcendentalists, saw the demon, who had attained such unprecedented power that no one could fight with him. Brahma then addressed Narayan, who was assuming the form of a boar for the first time.
Adi Sukaram. Adi is the original boar. First time he has taken this form of the boar. Next verse, translation. Okay, we'll recite this. Brahma Uvacha Eshate Deva Devanam Angrimulam Upeyusham Vipranam Saurabheinam Bhutanapyanagasam Agaskrit Bhayakrit Dushkrit Asmadradho Varosuraha Anveshan Apratiratho
अन्वेषन् अप्रतिरतो
Lokanatati Kantakaha.
लोकानर्थति कण्टकः.
Lord Brahma said, my dear Lord, this demon has proved to be a constant pinprick to the demigods, the brahmanas, the cows, and the innocent persons who are spotless and always dependent upon worshipping the lotus feet. He has become a source of fear by unnecessarily adopting them. Since he has attained a boon from me, he has become a demon, always searching for a proper combatant, wandering all over the universe for his infamous purpose.
So three adjectives he's using, Brahmaji is using for this demon. Agaskrit, Bhayakrit, and Dushkrit.
Harry Bill, please try again.
So Agaskrit means he is an offender. Bhayakrit, he is a source of fear. And Dushkrit, he is wrongdoer. So Brahmaji is describing very, very intelligently and telling all the ground realities about this demon. That this demon, he is a pinprick. He's always troubling all the devatas. He is innocent. All the living entities, they are innocent. He's first of all troubling innocent people. And he is therefore Agasakrit, he is an offender. Then Bhayakrit, he is creating fear in everyone. And Dushkrit. So therefore, please don't delay, O my Lord. So Prabhupada writes in the purport about there are two types of people, Devatas and the demons. Devatas, they follow the will of the Lord. Demons, they are involved in troubling all the innocent living entities. And Prabhupada writes that the demons, they habitually find fault with the Devatas, Brahmanas, and innocent, to whom they are a constant source of fear. The way of the demon is to take power from the Devatas and please the Devatas. And then Prabhupada talks about Vrikasur or Bhasmasur, who worship Lord Shiva. And then after getting benedictions from Lord Shiva, he started staring at Parvati. She had also come. So he was thinking, well, if I have to marry her, I have to destroy Lord Shiva. So he ran behind Lord Shiva to kill him. So that's how the demons are. Okay. Next verse. Mainam maya vinam driptam nirankusham asattamam akreed balavadeva yatha shivisham uttitam.
Lord Brahma continued, my dear Lord, there is no need to play with this serpentine demon, who is always very skilled in conjuring tricks and is arrogant, self-sufficient, and most wicked.
So please don't play with this demon, just like the cat plays with the rat before killing him. Don't play with the demon. Similarly, when Hiranyakashipu was fighting with the Lord, Lord was catching him in his hand and then he was releasing him. And the Hiranyakashipu was thinking, oh, just see, he could not catch me, he could not keep me. So that's what Varahadevi is also doing. So Brahmaji is saying, please don't play with him. Brahmaji knows that Lord is all powerful, but still he's reminding. He's very wicked. He is very arrogant. He is sufficient to destroy all of us. And Prabhupada writes, no one is unhappy when the serpent is killed. Modeta sadhurapi vrishchik sarpa hatya. This is Prahlad Maharaj telling. Oh my Lord, you have killed my father. Don't think I'm unhappy, because even the sages become happy when the scorpions and the snakes are killed. Prabhupada writes, it is a practice among village boys to catch a serpent by the tail, play with it for some time, and then kill it. Similarly, the Lord could have killed the demon at once, but he's playing with it. Okay, next verse, translation.
Brahma continued, my dear Lord, you are infallible. Please kill this sinful demon before the demonic hour arrives, and he presents another formidable approach favorable to him. You can kill him by your internal potency without doubt.
Swam Vela. The word used is Swam Vela. Swam Vela means favorable time. So even demons, they have a favorable time. That is evening time. When the sun sets, that is a favorable time. So his power will increase. So, and you cannot kill him. You though cannot kill him, you should kill him. Though Brahma is full of power and knowledge, out of prema, he is unsteady with apprehension. Now Brahma ji, he is thinking, "Arey, power बढ़ जाएगा तो मारेंगे कैसे?" So that's how the Lord sometimes bewilders such devotees also. Now, Chakravarti Thakur gives the example of Vasudeva and Devaki. Vasudeva Devaki knew that Krishna is all powerful, he is a supreme Lord. But when he appears in front, they tell, Kamsa will come and he may harm you. So please, we should take you to you should transform yourself to a two-handed baby so that we can pray to Kamsa and he may not kill you. So that's how the devotees, out of their love, they sometimes become unsteady. Lord bewilders them. Next verse, translation.
My Lord, the darkest evening which covers the world is fast approaching. Since you are the soul of all souls, kindly kill him and win victory for the demigods.
Next. Next verse.
The auspicious opportune for victory commence yesterday and has all but passed. Therefore, in the interest of your friends, please warn me the hope quickly.
Yeah. So I think the Abhijit Nakshatra is almost over. Please don't delay. Kill this evil person quickly. Last verse.
This demon luckily for us has come of his own accord to his death ordained by you. Therefore, exhibiting your ways, kill him in the duel and establish the world in peace. Words.
19th chapter. This is a very quick chapter. Not much to be discussed. The demon and Lord is fighting. Translation. Well,
Exam is also.
it's 5 o'clock, na? 15 minute में chapter will get over. ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है, मतलब है. Let's see how much we can cover.
Sri Maitreya said after hearing the words from Brahma, if you also, and as the Lord heartily laughed and accepted his prayer with a glance latin.
Nirvyalika. Prabhupada focuses on this word, Nirvyalika. Avadharya Virinchasya. After hearing the words of Brahma, the creator, Nirvyalika Amritam Vachaha. The words of Brahma, they were free from all sinful purpose. And they were very sweet. Brahmaji was speaking for the welfare of people in general. So it was very sweet to hear. Anything which is for the welfare of people, it is always sweet to hear. Nirvyalika Amrita Vachaha. So therefore, the Lord laughed. Rahasya laughed heartily. Prema Garbhena. Heart laden with love. And glancing Tad Apangena. So Agrahit. He glanced over Brahmaji. He laughed and spoke. He accepted the prayers. Prabhupada writes, the prayers of devotees are free from all sinful purpose, but the prayers of the demons, they are always full of sinful purposes. Hiranyaksha, he became powerful by getting boon of Brahmaji, and then he is destroying everything. He's troubling people. And therefore Prabhupada writes, the prayers of Brahma and all the devatas are not to be compared to the prayers of the demons. Their purpose is to please the Supreme Lord. The demons, they want to get what they want, but the demons, they praise the Lord to get something. The devotees, they praise the Lord to help living entities in general. And then Prabhupada writes how devatas, how the people, they go to devatas and ask for some things, but anything which they get from the devatas, it doesn't stay long. And because the devatas, they get pleased quickly, the people, they go to devatas. And that's why they are less intelligent. Demons have lost all intelligence because they do not know what is actually their self-interest. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, the Lord is smiling hearing the words of Brahmaji. He's thinking, out of prem for me, one can lose all memory. Since Brahma teaches me, I am the personification of time, and he is telling me to choose the correct time to kill the demons. I am the time personified, and ये क्या बोल रहे हैं अभिजीत नक्षत्र चला जा रहा है मारो. So that's how he's laughing. He's smiling. Yeah, what is this? Out of love, he's so much bewildered. But the Lord indicates, yes, what you say is true. Just as you instruct, I'll kill the demon now. I'll kill him in the evening today. Don't worry. Next verse, translation.
The Lord who had appeared from the nostril of Brahma sprang and aimed his mace at the chin of his enemy, the Renaksh demon, who was stalking fearlessly before him.
Next.
Struck by the demon's mace, however, the Lord's mace slipped from his hand and looked splendid as it fell down drilling. This was miraculous, for the mace was blazing and clear.
Next.
Even though the demon had an excellent opportunity to strike his unarmed foe without obstruction, he respected the law of single combat, thereby kindling the fury of the Supreme Lord.
Next.
As the Lord's mace fell to the ground, and Galilee arose from the witnessing crowd of gods and Rishis, the personality of God had acknowledged the demon's vow of righteousness and therefore invoked his Sudarshana distress.
The Lord also is very wonderful. मतलब ऐसा एक ही बार में मार दिया तो खत्म हो गया तो उसमें क्या मजा है? No suspense. So what will be the fun in hearing this pastime of fighting? Lord came and hit him and demon was dead and Lord went back. इसमें क्या मजा है? You know. So that's how Lord creates such sensation and excitement. He leaves his mace from his hand. सब लोग उड़ा रहे बाप रे अभी तो क्या होगा? Yes, next verse.
As the discus began to revolve in the Lord's hands, and the Lord contended at close quarters with the chief of his good attendants, who had been born as Hiranakshir, a wise son of the king. There issued from every direction strange expressions uttered by those who were witnessing from airplanes. They had no knowledge of the Lord's reality, and they cried, "May victory attain you, pray dispatched him, dispatch him, play no more with."
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the previous verse, because Hiranyaksha was actually an associate of the Lord and thus equal to the Lord, they had equal strength. Thus it was possible for the club to fall from the hand of the Lord. Without equal strength, there would be no pleasure in fighting. Thus, this action increased the enthusiasm of the Lord to fight. It is thus an ornament for the Lord, not a fault. It is not that, Lord, is getting defeated. No, it is an ornament. He is filled with love for his devotees. Many times accepts defeat at the hands of devotees. That's how Lord is. In 10th canto, that verse, I am controlled by my devotees' love. It comes in the 10th Damodar Leela mein aata hai, no, I forgot that. Anyways, next verse, translation. 7th verse.
When the demon saw the personality of God, who had eyes just like lotus petals, standing in position before him, armed with his Sudarshana discus, his senses were overpowered.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, we lost you. He began to hiss like a serpent. He bit his lip in great resentment. Next verse, translation.
The demon who had fearful thirst stared at the personality of God as though to burn him, springing into their use. He aimed his mace at the Lord, screaming at the same time, "You are slain."
Next.
O saintly Vidura, while his enemy looked on, the Lord in his boar form, the enjoyer of all sacrificial offerings, playfully knocked down the mace with his left foot, even as it came up upon him with the force of a tempest.
Next.
Did not then say,
Next.
When the Lord saw the mace flying towards him, he shook him with where he was and caught it with the same ease as Ganga, king of the birds, would seize the saddle.
Next.
His valor thus frustrated, the great demon felt humiliated and was put out of countenance. He was reluctant to take back the mace when it was offered by the personality of God.
Continue reading.
He now took a trident which was as epic as a flaming fire and the Lord. The enjoyer of all sacrifices, even at one who used penance for a malevolent purpose against a holy God.
Powered by the mighty demon with all his strength, the flying trident shone brightly in the sky. The personality of Godhead, however, tore it to pieces with his discs, Sudarshana, which had a sharp-edged ring, even as Indra cut off a wing of Garuda.
The demon was The demon was enraged when his trident was cut to pieces by the discuss of the personality of Godhead. He therefore advanced towards the Lord and roaring aloud, struck his hard fist against the Lord's broad chest, which bore the mark of Srivatsa. Then he went out of sight.
Okay, so in the previous verse, the example is given. Even as Indra cut off the wings of Garuda, Prabhupada gives the history. What is this story all about? When did Indra cut the wings of Garuda? So the story is one time, who is the mother of Garuda? Vinata. And mother of snakes? Kadru. So one time Vinata and Kadru, they were both seeing the Surya Dev and they had a bet. Vinata was saying that the tail of the Surya Dev's horses, they are white. And Kadru was saying, no, they are black. The tail is black. So बोले चलो bet लाते. So बोलते हैं ठीक है. If I win, then you will become my servant. And if I lose, I'll become your servant. So दोनों ऐसे डील कर लेते. And then Kalia hears this. कि मेरी माँ ने इनके साथ शर्त लगाया है. So he goes and he wraps himself on the tail of the horses of Suryadev. And then they come and say, देखो, tails are black. So then as a result, Vinata becomes the servant of Kadru. And then Kadru makes her work hard and she is giving all services. And Garudji, he one day comes and asks Kadru, why are you giving so much of service to my mother? बोले क्या करूं? She has lost the bet. She has to serve me. बोले क्या bet था? वही bet था कि वो सूर्यदेव के हॉर्स का टेल white है कि black है. So she lost. It was black. And Garudev saw it is white. So then he came to that ये कालिया ने गड़बड़ किया है. From then on, Garudji and Kalia, they were always fighting. So इसलिए वो कालिया का वो कालिया लीला वो है ना. So what happened was, Garudji came back and he told Kadru, what do you want? To release my mother from this bet? क्या लेंगे आप? She says, you get nectar from Indra. Then I'll release your mother. I'll feed it nectar to my sons and then you can take your mother. I'll release her. So then Garudji comes and he directly goes to heaven and steals away the pot of nectar. And Indra is saying, Arey, what are you doing? You are also a great Devata. You are also on the side of Vishnu, carrier of Vishnu. How can you do like this? बोले क्या करूं मेरी mother का ये situation, I have to save her. So then there was a fight between Indra and Garuda, and then Indra, he threw his thunderbolt. And out of respect for a thunderbolt, Garuda, he just left a part of his wing. So that is mentioned here. Okay. Yeah, so Hiranyaksha, he is now hitting Lord on his chest. Srivatsa, which is on the chest is Srivatsa. Next, translation, 16th.
He did in this manner by the demon Bhakti, the Lord who had appeared as the first Lord, didn't feel the least quaking in any part of his body, any more than an elephant when disturbed with the rhythm of flowers.
Yeah, very beautiful. Nothing happened to the Lord. It was as if thoda sa phool mara hai. Next.
The demon, however, employed many conjuring tricks against the personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of the old Maya. At the sight of this, the people were filled with alarm and thought that the dissolution of the universe was near.
Next.
Fierce winds began to blow from all directions, spreading darkness occasioned by dust and hailstorms. Stones came in volleys from every corner as if thrown by machines.
Continue.
Luminaries in outer space disappeared due to the skies being overcast with masses of clouds, which were accompanied by lightning and thunder. The sky rained pus, air, blood, stool, urine, and wounds.
Stainless Vidura mountains discharged weapons of various kinds and naked demons armed with tridents appeared with their hair hanging loose.
Cruel and savage slogans were uttered by both of Russian yakshas and rakshasas, who all either marched on foot or rode on horses, elephants, or chariots.
The Lord, the personal enjoyer of all sacrifices, now discharged his beloved virtue, which was capable of dispersing the magical forces displayed by the devil.
At
So,
that very moment,
just a minute. Prabhupada writes in the purport. Even famous yogis and demons can sometimes enact very magical feats. But Sudarshan means proper vision, proper darshan. So when Sudarshan appears in the minds of a devotee, one can see things as they are. All the scriptures, they give Sudarshan. So Sudarshan destroys all the illusory things which are there in the world. They show as they are. They show us how the world is. The same thing in the fourth canto when Dhruva is fighting with all the yakshas, because one yaksha killed his brother, Uttam. And then at one point of time, all the yakshas, they disappear and they start creating such illusions. Ye jo bhi hai, sab illusion aa gaya udhar. And then Dhruva is getting bewildered. What is happening? And then the sages, they come and they remind Dhruva, please chant the names of the Lord. Uttanapada Bhagavam Stavasaranga Dhanava Deva Shinotyavanataarti Haro Vipakshan Yannamadheyam Abhidaya Nishamya Chadha Loko Anjasatarati Dustaramanga Mrityum. Oh, Uttanapad, son of Uttanapad, that Supreme Lord who is Saranga Dhanava. Saranga Dhanava matlab?
Sarang means Bhagwan ka
जो जिनके हाथ में सारंग है, the woe of the Lord is saranga. Deva Shinoti Avanatarti, the Supreme Lord is only working to remove the distress of the surrendered souls. What you should do? Chant the names of the Lord. Yannamadeya, chanting is so powerful that it can take one across the ocean of material existence. What is this illusion? You will surely cross over it. So whenever the Lord appears and he shows us Sudarshan and just the chanting of the names of the Lord, it is sufficient to dispel all the mystical illusions. Prabhupada mentions another quarrel between Durvasa Muni and Ambrish. There also, Lord had kept Sudarshan. Sudarshan started chasing Durvasa Muni. Lord is called as Three-Path, which means he is enjoyer of three kinds of sacrifices. What are the three kinds of sacrifices? Sacrifice of the goods, sacrifice of meditation, sacrifice of philosophical speculation. Dravya Yagya, Yoga Yagya, and Jnana Yagya. These three paths. Dravya matlab karma yagya. Basically, Jnana, karma, and yoga. Okay, next verse, translation.
At that very moment, a shudder suddenly ran through the heart of Vicky, the mother of Hiranyasha. She recalled the words of her husband Kashika, and blood flowed from her breast.
Next.
When the demon saw his magic forces dispelled, he once again came into the presence of the personality of God, Keshav, and full of rage, tried to embrace him within his arms, crushing him. But to his great amazement, he found the Lord standing outside the circle of his arms.
Next.
The demon now began to strike the Lord with his hard fist. The Lord, Adoksha, slapped him in the root of the ear. Even as Indra, Lord of the mental, hit the demon.
Vritra. Vritrasur. So nobody can catch the Lord. So he was trying to catch the Lord. Panthastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo vayorathapi manaso munipungavana. No one can capture the Lord. Demoniac people think that I will capture. And then it was so funny the way Lord killed Hiranyaksha. Just slapped him under the root of his ear and he's dead. It was so simple. Touch him and he's dead. पहले भी कर सकते थे, इतना क्यों इतना? Just to create an excitement. Next.
Those struck indifferently by the Lord, the conqueror of all, the demon's body began to heal. His eyeballs hurled out of their sockets. His arms and legs broken and the hair on his head scattered.
Next.
He fell down dead like a gigantic tree, uprooted by the wind.
Next verse.
Ajar, Brahma, and others arrived on the spot to see the slightly touched demon lying on the ground, beating his death. The glow of his face was just unfading, and Michael said, "Oh, who could meet such great steps?"
Prabhupada in the previous verse writes, this is the power of the Lord. The demon was so powerful that Bhagwan ne bas kaam ke niche, and he's dead. Simply by one slap, he's dead. And then in this verse, Prabhupada writes, but here, although Hiranyaksha is dead, his luster was unfaded because the Lord was touching his body. Anyone who is touched by the Lord, becomes very, very effulgent. The same thing comes in the Putana pastime also. And you remembers what happened there? Yeah. And the Brajvasis, they cut the body, huge body of Putana and started burning. The smell of Aguru was coming from these body parts. Although Putana was so sinful, how come this Aguru smell is coming? It was purified by the touch of the Lord. Prabhupada writes, one who sees the Lord when he quits his body is certainly very fortunate. And therefore, personalities like Brahma and all the Devatas eulogize the death of the demon. Tathaiva chanye naralokaveera yada have Krishna mukharavindam netre bibanto nayanabhiramam parthasraputa padamapurasya. This verse has come in the third chapter, this third canto. Uddhavji is telling, just see, all the warriors were assembled on the battlefield, and what they were doing? They wanted to kill Arjun. But आगे कौन बैठे हैं? Krishna. And they become, for a moment, they get absorbed seeing the beauty of Krishna. And Arjun takes advantage of it, shoots the arrow, and they are killed. But Netre Aparthastra Puta Padamapurasya, they attain the highest of the destination. Next verse, translation.
Brahma continued, he was struck by a forefoot of the Lord, whom yogis seeking freedom from their familiar material bodies meditate upon in seclusion in mystic trance, while breathing on his countenance. This great share of the sun has cast off his mortal oil.
Yes, last verse. Okay, we'll recite this verse. Etau to parshadavasya shapadyata vasadgatim punah katipaye sthanam prapatsiyete hi janmabhihi.
These two personal assistants of the Supreme Lord having first had been destined to take birth in demoniac families. After a few such years, they will return to their own position.
So that's how all these devatas, they know who are these. Brahmaji knows who are these two people. And then after this, the devatas, they offer prayers. That will take next time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai.